2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Butts Park Arena. What a spectacle this is set to be. Liam Cook bringing you live coverage of Coventry United versus Eynesbury Rovers in the United Counties League Premier Division South. We have just got underway at the Butts Park Arena. Kick off towards the left-hand side for Coventry United. Let's get into your starting lineups, kicking off with Eynesbury Rovers. Now, the big starting point is no Victor Asobu in the squad for Eynesbury. A big miss for the away side. So they're going with Chris Goff in goal, a back line of Reece King, Max Kimpton, Dean Dommett, Ollie Brooks and James Smith. In midfield, Lewis Lynn, Boomer Kamara and Jordan Brown. And then up front, Scott Joseph and Luke Young. Coventry United have made 4 changes this afternoon, including a debut for new recruit Cody Mullen. He starts in attack. Lewis Wilson and Ryan Harkin up there with him. In goal, Dan Moore, Harry Sawyer, Danny Fraser, Adam Miles and Chris Cox in defence. And in midfield, Luke Downs, Charlie Shaw and Riley Devoyle. And we'll of course keep you up to date what's going on down Jimmy Hill way. Coventry City in a big game against Bristol City. At a 3 o'clock kickoff. A disappointing couple of games for Coventry City, losing at Ipswich and then a draw at old rivals Preston. But we'll keep you up to date with what's going on there, as well as the action in and around the United Counties League Premier Division South. Some tasty encounters today, including Ayleston versus Daventry, Bugbrook at home to Hinckley, Godmanchester and Atherstone, Histon versus Channocks. An early break down the right-hand side for Lewis Wilson here, sandwiched between several Eynesbury players, trying to marshal his way through. Wilson aims a backheel it back into the area, but no one home. It's away by Dean Dummett. Coventry United trying to catch Eynesbury out, but it's a fair clearance. Sawyer and Reece King with the volley away. And Miles Scott sees back to Dan Moore, and it is just out of range for Jordan Brown. It's passed around the midfield. Coventry United with some slick play. Here's Ryan Harkin. Off balance, but finds Danny Fraser. Now Lewis Wilson giving chase. And outside the penalty area is Chris Goff. He had to get that one right. Heads it into relative safety. And a swing and hit by Cody Mullen sends it wide to the left. Mullen already, though, showing he's not a player to give up any form of opportunity. And already concerns for Coventry United. Charlie Shaw heading down with an ankle problem, it appears. Sam Ellis going for a warm-up, just in case. And run through the substitutes for Coventry United. Sam Ellis, Charlie Faulkner, Steph Morley, Cameron Dunn, a surprise to see him on the bench, and Randy Osei, a new recruit from G&G Oadby Town. And for Eynesbury, Harry Hurst, Martin Hill, Tommy Reynolds, Steve Shaw and Jamal Bachili. Shaw is back on his feet, seems good to go. And a fast and furious start at Anfield. Liverpool already 1-0 up against Brighton through Ekitike. And Shaw called immediately back onto the field as we're rolling again. Sent down the right wing for Luke Joseph. Shielded from Danny Fraser. Fraser hooks it away from Scott Joseph. Cox, who can play this afternoon. His red card won't kick in until next week. Sent high into the sky by Kimpton. It's a cagey start to this game. Adam Miles thumps it up towards Harkin. Towering header by the defender. Brown. Lets it run away from him. Harry Sawyer will send it back to Dan Moore. Moore with a competent clearance. Wilson leaps for it off the head of James Smith. Kung Fu-like kick there by Ollie Brooks. Referee says nothing doing. And Shaw's down again. This time, thankfully, he's only lost his boot. Cox mocks up at the back. It's a high one from Cox to Ryan Harkin. Shaw wants it played in. He's got his boot back on now. And Harkin lays it off to Cody Mullen. It's slightly behind Mullen. Riley DeVoyle smacks it off the midfielder's head. Mullen back to DeVoyle. And Lewis Wilson looking to truck his way in. Hook to this near side, and Mullen nods it down. His first Coventry United appearance after his signature announced last night. Wilson to Fraser. Great crossing ability for the Borroloni. Couldn't find his way through a congested area of the field. Downs across to Harry Sawyer. He's got Max Kimpton for company, and Kimpton wins the battle and wins the war. Goal kick, shields it from Sawyer. Good defending on show there from Kimpton. There's some full times from the Championship to bring you. Norwich 2, Southampton 1, Oxford 1, Preston 2, and Stoke 2, Swansea 1. Stoke getting back to winning ways there. No score yet from the CBS as Coventry take on Bristol City. And it's away by Goff, the Eynesbury number 1. Eynesbury in a decent run of form recently. 2 straight wins. Mullen clips it left. It's behind Fraser, but the left back will get there. He's got Harkin upfield. He's going to go short to Luke Downs. DeVoyle. Now here's Cox. It's a long ball from Cox. Harkin will give chase, and it falls beautifully to the top scorer on the left side of the area. Luke Downs. Shaw, he's got Sawyer to his right and goes with Harry Sawyer. Overlap being made, and Charlie Shaw played through. It's Charlie Shaw trickling across the area, and Goff failed to get his body behind it with Wilson and Harkin in there. I think Harkin did get a touch towards the net, but it was too close to get it past Goff. Tracking back is Brown. High into the sky at the head of Cox. And again, who's going to bring it down? It's Luke Young who gets on the end of it. Dispossessed by Mullen, determined to make an example. Chips it right and catches out Charlie Shaw. Throw in the halfway line. Kimpton. Flick on towards Scott Joseph. Marshalled aside by Sawyer and sends it out off Joseph's leg, just down line from the United penalty area. Shaw. It's now with Reece King tracking through the centre circle with the interception on the left wing. Young. Little shove from behind by Adam Miles, and twice Young looking for the free kick, and twice the referee doesn't want to know. Kamara. Brown pirouettes on the touchline. And the overlapping's on for Kimpton, and Kimpton puts it in for Luke Young. Didn't get the required contact, just skimmed off his boot. It's curled left by Harry Sawyer. Fraser behind to Adam Miles. Eynesbury playing a high line here, trying to force United into an error. Mullen keeps King at bay, the captain. Adam Miles now going to head over to the right-hand side with Chris Cox. Eynesbury trying to force United into the long game, their game. And Cox is going to clip it down the right wing for Charlie Shaw. Hits the back of Kimpton. Slide in. Takes it away from Shaw momentarily. But the red and greens have it back. Back heel by Sawyer. Shaw toe-to-toe with Kamara. And Shaw's lost his boots again. What is going on with Charlie Shaw's footwear? Miles. Danny Fraser. Looking to switch the play with a header. Only as far as Charlie Shaw, who levers it towards the net, but won't be causing Goff any sleepless nights. And an early goal at the King Power Stadium. Leicester leading Ipswich by 1-0. And some early goals in the United Counties League. Hinkley 1-0 up at Bugbrook St Michael's. And Histon have scored at home to Northampton. And what a game it is at the Oval. Nuneaton, who actually lost 3-0 to Easington, went in front through James Harrison, but a quick equaliser by Reuben Wade. It's now 1-1 there. Downs intercepts in midfield. Cox on the edge of his area. Plays a 1-2 with Sawyer. Chris Cox. The long ball headed on by Fraser. Mullen is the target. Mullen stands firm. And referee saying that there was a grab on the arm there from Cody Mullen on Dean Dummett. Quickly taken by Brooks. Kimpton. Brooks behind to Goff. Closed down by Wilson. Drills it through. And Riley DeVoyle punts it on towards Ryan Harkin. Shoulder to shoulder with Dean Dummett. Can he find his way through? No, he can't. Reece King prevents him from making inroads. And now here's Lynn. Looking for the long ball down the left-hand side to Scott Joseph. Joseph puts it on a plate for Jordan Brown to open the scoring here. Jordan Brown in off the post. A Christmas cracker from Jordan Brown. Licks it in off the paintwork. The first opportunity of the match, and it brings a goal. And a goal of great quality for the Eynesbury number 11, clipping it in off the far post. Eynesbury with the lead after just 11 minutes. Goal for Eynesbury Rovers, scored by number 11, Jordan Brown. So not the start that United would have wanted after a turmoil-filled evening on Tuesday night. United have got to come back from this. It wouldn't be the first time they've come from behind to win at home. It's Harkin looking for Lewis Wilson, headed out as far as Luke Downs. Now Mullen. Turns his man, and the cross is a bit too substantial for Charlie Shaw to reach. Joseph will give chase. He's managed to keep the ball within the confines of play, and now it's with Young. Still going Young. Could we be on for a quick second here? Well, perhaps, if not for the quick thinking of Dan Moore, getting his boot to it, preventing Brand from picking it up for a surely would have been a simple second. King. Here's Brown. Off the ball collision between Mullen and King. And short ball from Lynn, catching out Jordan Brown, throw in to Coventry United, and the referee just trying to calm things down here. We expected it to be a fiery affair. But of course, as we said, the man who really instigated the war in August between these two sides, Victor Osobu, is not in the matchday squad. And the throw from Fraser. Wilson. And can only find Ollie Brooks. And may fall kindly here for the number 10 in Scott Joseph. Young connects with Chris Cox. And rebounds out in front of Terry Anderson's dugout. I can't imagine he's going to be a happy bunny at this stage. Red Green Army want to see more from their stars in the last game before Christmas. They want diamonds in their stockings, not lumps of coal. And talking of lumps, I think the Eynesbury winger may have one on his shin after that wayward boot from Harry Sawyer. Free kick on the left side of the area for Eynesbury. Coventry have got to keep their heads. They wanted to return to the pressing, hard-drilled football, which has won them 3 games out of 4 under Terry Anderson so far. Eynesbury may be about to double their workload, with Lewis Lynn standing over it. It is Lynn. It's a poor effort, headed away at the near post by Danny Fraser. Eynesbury coming back for more. Here's James Smith. And Brown was waiting for it, but curtailed by Mullen. Cox. Here's Luke Downs for the Red and Greens. Mullen. Fraser. He's looking for the run through the middle with Charlie Shaw, and the goalkeeper's come out. And again, he's playing a dangerous game. Very dangerous, as Riley DeVoyle has sent it looping over him. A risk too far for Goff. The Eynesbury number 1 running into his own player as he headed away from the danger zone. But he gifted it to DeVoyle, who didn't think twice. Sent it soaring like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer into the nets. And gift wraps Coventry United's equaliser. Riley DeVoyle with a beautiful finish. Now we've got a game on our hands, and the Eynesbury manager's absolutely furious here as Lynn is taken out. They'll be more than happy if United score from here, but the offside flag is up against Ryan Harkin. The Eynesbury management up in arms. Well, Eynesbury are certainly employing a bit of a certain Olympic sport at the moment. They've got the free kick out of it. And here it comes from Brooks. Adam Miles stands firm. King keeps it alive. Joseph. And King looking for Joseph, who swapped wings with Jordan Young, but misplaced from the skipper. United have the throw halfway into their own territory. It's Danny Fraser looking for Ryan Harkin up line. Pinballing through and hooked away by Brooks. Cox sees it coming all the way and leaps above Young. Mullen tried to flick it on. Runs into the path of the midfielder with a through ball. Ryan Harkin. Out comes Goff again. Has he learned? I don't think he has, but this time he's able to slide it away from the feet of Ryan Harkin. The goalkeeper is treading a tightrope. And the throwing quickly taken. Here's Kamara. Joseph to Lewis Lynn. And surely offside against Jordan Brown, yes. Well, usually if you've got that much space in the area, there is often a reason for it. And Charlie Shaw couldn't control in front of the United management staff. So a throw to be taken by Max Kimpton. Now Lynn. Lewis Lynn trying to play it down line to his centre-back Ollie Brooks. Wilson just patting it over the touchline. And Kimpton looking for reinforcements with this throw. And the throw is from Kimpton. Young the target. Swift volley clear by Sawyer. King's header, only to the path of Danny Fraser. Munnan looks behind to see where the ball is. Took a little too long, and Reece King snatches it. Runs back into his own defensive third. Here's Smith. Kamara lets it run loose, and here's Lewis Wilson for the Red and Greens. Devoyle taken out by a strong challenge from Dean Dummett, and the referee gives the free kick. Devoyle is paying dividends today. Well, what a start this has been. 20 minutes gone at the Butts Park Arena. It's 1-1 between Coventry United and Eynesbury. Eynesbury taking the lead through their number 11, Jordan Brown, but a well-taken equaliser, long range from Raleigh Devoyle, with the goalkeeper nowhere to be found. Charlie Shaw is heading back to keep things tight at the back. Danny Fraser and Riley Devoyle with eyes on Goff's net. And Devoyle fancies another long-range spectacular. It is Devoyle straight at the wall. And not the best of clearances there, you have to say, from Scott Joseph out on this near side for a United throw, about 15 yards shy of the halfway line. So the Red and Greens very much still on the attack. Danny Fraser plays ball boy. Fraser looks for an option. It's Lewis Wilson flicked on towards Ryan Harkin with the head, and shoving Harkin aside there is James Smith. Goal kick it will be. And across now with Ollie Brooks. Kimpton. It's a long one for Jordan Brown. Miles should have that one covered, and Dan Moore, with much more of a competent gather than his predecessor, stays in the area this time and mops it up. Here's Dummett. Powerful pass back to Goff. Thankfully he's not going with his head on that one. King, and put off by the presence of Danny Fraser, flicks it around him for the United throw in their own half. Still scoreless at the CBS between Coventry City and Bristol City. Sky Blues need a result there. Fraser. And Harkin, has he beaten the offside trap? No, he hasn't. And Goff again coming out of his area. And Morton, I should say, Dan Moore in goal. Nick Morton on the sidelines. This isn't manager for Coventry United. Morton and Anderson want to see their team step up and take this game by the scruff of the neck. Cox. It's made in the midfield by Lynn, but Cody Mullen looks for the through ball for Lewis Wilson. Goff wants more out of his area, and he's a bit of a sweeper keeper, this lad. And look at that, it's clear foul by Jordan Brown. Two hands in the back on Danny Fraser. Well, personally, I thought that foul had yellow card written all over it. And Fraser plays it back to Dan Moore. Cox. Short to Wilson. Riley Devoyle, now Harry Sawyer on the right wing. Back to Devoyle, who got the equalising goal. Through to Lewis Wilson, taken off him by Kamara at the expense of a Coventry throw, which Sawyer wants to take sharpish. And he finds Charlie Shaw with time to breathe. Harkin. And Shaw received it, he's offside. The flag curtailing another United move. Another slide into touch there for Riley Devoyle, taking out the ball from under Kamara's nose. As Mullen receiving it from the goalkeeper. Can he make an impact on his red and green's debut? The ball is through for sure. The flag stays down on this occasion. Wilson in there, but cannons off Ollie Brooks. Back out to Sawyer. Mullen stands up to the challenge of Kimpton. Looks for Lewis Wilson. Was there a trip on the way through by Dummett? Referee says nothing doing. Wilson has stayed down. And the referee decides against stopping the game. It's not a head injury. And Coventry United are going to continue here. Wilson still in need of some help. And now Dan Moore is in two minds whether to keep the move going or kick it out. And he is going to kick it out. Lewis Wilson clearly in need of some help. Looked like a rather innocuous trip from Dummett. 25 minutes gone here at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 1, Eynesbury Rovers 1. In the Premier League, it is Chelsea 0, Everton 0. In fact, no, Chelsea have just scored through Cole Palmer, so Chelsea lead Everton by 1-0. And Liverpool still up by that solitary goal from Hugo Ekitike against Brighton. Elsewhere in the United Counties League Premier Division South, Bugbrook 0, Hinkley 2, got Manchester 0, Atherston 2, Histon 1, Northampton Owen Chenix 0, Sileby 0, Lutterworth 0, and it's still Nuneaton 1, Easington 1. Ayleston and Daventry still scoreless, and the ball is played back by Brown to Dan Moore. Nice to see a bit of sportsmanship there. Cox looks for the run of Lewis Wilson. Skied by Brooks. And United have the throw in, knocking on the door of the Rovers penalty area. The long throw coming in from the former Highgate man, Charlie Shaw. Adam Miles is in there. That's from behind from James Smith. But Kamara looking for the run of Jordan Brown, sent skyward by Danny Fraser. And a more conventional catch this time from Chris Goff. Mullen leaping up to meet the keeper's kick, heads out on this near side. Not been too much in the way of goal mouth action here at the Butts Park Arena, but although we have seen 2 goals, pretty much the only 2 shots in CV1. Reece King with ball in hand for Eynesbury. And the throw towards Dummett, and Ronnie DeVille caught on the boot. Whistle stays silent and DeVoyle stays down. United again momentarily down to 10 men. Fraser wrestled to the ground by Scott Joseph. He says nothing doing. And DeVoyle is still down. The referee stops play. United sending a couple of, one substitute warming up. That's Randy Osei, who is along the touchline. A new signing from GNG Obitan, formerly of Highgate. Worked briefly under Terry and Luke over at the Coppice. And Birmingham City have just taken the lead in their game at home to Charlton by 1-0. Still 0-0 between Coventry City and Bristol. After 29 minutes there at the CBS. Sorry for the mic mute there. We've got an errant Bristol fan in here. I'll tell the stewards who they are at half time and they'll be getting the boot. Of all teams to support, why would you admit to supporting Bristol? Must have a tractor licence. And Ryan DeVore, the goal scorer, is back on his feet with a bit of help from Lucy Stead ahead of fitness and physio. It's Lynn with United still momentarily down to 10 men. The cross is whipped away by Luke Downs. Brooks. Devore back in the action, headed away by Luke Downs. Kamara leaves it for Brooks. Sent wide with Luke Young. And Sawyer stands in the corner, is able to trick his way through two men. Looks for Shaw along the right. Headed back where he came from by Brooks. Now it's with Kimpton. Devore gets in the way. Cody Mullen. Brooks again picking up the pieces for Eynesbury. They're taking everything United are throwing at them and launching it straight back. Reece King. Brown. Back to King. It's an aimless ball, and Chris Cox under a little bit of pressure in the end from Scott Joseph, able to deal with it. Brown. Here's King on this near side. Lewis Lynn flicked up by Joseph. Miles was up there. United felt he was impeded. Referee says nothing doing. Mullen closing down Reece King. Connection there between the two players. Again, referee says no. And there's a little tug on the shirt from Lewis Wilson on Jordan Brown. Ironic cheers from the Eynesbury supporters. Free kick on the right side of the box to the away side. And the free kick to come from the boot of Lewis Lynn. Eynesbury looking to restore their advantage, which they gained in the 11th minute. It's in by Lynn. A crucial header across by Luke Downs. The second's collected by Ollie Brooks. And Kimpton is short to it. Mullen. There was a trip on the way through, lunging by Brooks. The second's collected by Sawyer, only to the path of Kimpton. And Sawyer drags him with him and gives away the free kick. United could have had the decision themselves there earlier in the move. And they tried to take it quickly with Dean Dummett, and the referee says no. And Mullen is keeping things fair. 32 gone at the butts, still 1-1. It's in by Lynn. Joseph misses with the header, and his handball claims against Coventry United unfounded. And Fraser tried to volley it on for Charlie Shaw, but mishit from the left back. Kamara covered up by Lewis Wilson. Now up to Kimpton, shoulder to shoulder with Shaw. Try to say that 5 times fast after a couple of pints. Eynesbury still battling to drive this move on, but the clearance from Downs. Hands in the back on Ryan Harkin, takes it into the path of Kamara. Downs again, keeping United in a comfortable position on the pitch, but not on the scoreline. King. Downline with Brooks. And Brooks sending one into the danger zone. Cox is all over it. Brooks receives at centre-back. Kimpton over to Lewis Lynn. And Young just getting the wrong side of Adam Miles, but more like a shot out of his net. Downs through the middle to Lewis Wilson, the former Northampton Town striker. Harkin checks that he's onside. He is. He gets motoring. Cutting in from the left, Ryan Harkin. Wilson wants it. Here is Lewis Wilson. Space out wide for Cody Mullen. Mullen receives, covered off by King. And looks out wide for some help. Delivery by Sawyer. Wilson's in there. Sent over his own net by Dummett. Corner kick to the red and greens. Danny Fraser with his pinpoint crossing accuracy. Headed up at the near post by King. The goalkeeper's out of commission. If I can get the shots away here. It's bobbling around the area. They've got to get it away. Lewis Wilson a little too firm on his opposite number 10 in Scott Joseph. And the free kick given inside their own area to Eynesbury. They take it quickly. It's to Lewis Lynn on the right wing. Jordan Brown backs into Luke Downs and tracks back with Lynn. Mullen, firm but fair. But he lets the ball run away from him, and now the referee is giving the foul in favour of Coventry. Lynn leaning into Mullen with the forearm. Brown and Lynn both unhappy, shall we say, with the referee's decision there. Danny Fraser on set-piece duty once more for Terry Anderson's Red and Green Army. Wilson. And it comes to Adam Miles at the far post. Couldn't bring it down for the effort. Ollie Brooks. Out it goes just next to Messrs Anderson and Morton. United throw. As we close in on the break. Massive thank you, of course, to today's matchday sponsor, Windshield Double Glazing. Thank you very much for your support. Soils to clip it over for Charlie Shaw, headed away by Max Kimpton. Now it's with Lewis Lynn, looking to catch United off guard at the back. Chris Crox is charging back and just able to get the crucial touch away from Jordan Brown, who of course scored the opening goal for Eynesbury. Fraser. King connects but couldn't bring it to feet. Cody Mullen. Here's Danny Fraser. Kills it behind Charlie Shaw, but Shaw's got it from Lewis Wilson. Tries to return. Brooks again at the heart of everything at the back. Scott Joseph. And Brown surely has crossed the offside line. Indeed he has. Middlesbrough have taken their 2-goal lead in quick succession there against QPR in the Championship title fight. Still scoreless at the CBS. Coventry City with work to do against a tough Bristol City test. The kick from Moore. Easy pickings for Smith. Shaw claims that aerial duel, but Kimpton on and Joseph will give chase down the left-hand side. Cox heads it back into the area and it's a comfortable gather for Dan Moore. Races past the charging number 10. It's kept in on that far side by Harry Sawyer, and the offside flag is up against Charlie Shaw, but the Eynesbury management are getting more and more angry with the officials, and now I think the referee is going to take action. It was right in front of them, that their potential throw-in. In fact, they were closer to it than the referee and the linesman. And the officials told in no uncertain terms by the match official today, Thomas Burt, to button it. And it's a poor free kick routine. Charlie Shaw momentarily intercepting, but across the way to Reece King. Joseph heads it behind for Lynn, and Lynn will get there. Lewis Lynn to Scott Joseph. Now it's with Max Kimpton. Runs to the path of Charlie Shaw. Takes the ball with him. Behind to Bouba Kamara. King again. It's a free-flowing move from Eynesbury. Will it pay off? It's towards Young. Towering header by Cox. But free on the far side is Scott Joseph. Now Lynn. And Moore sees it coming all the way. Leaps like a salmon to bring it down. Here's Cox. Just looking for the run of Ryan Harkin up front, and he's brought it down well. Under pressure from Smith, behind to Charlie Shaw. And under pressure, he's got it away to Wilson. And now Cody Mullen! Found himself in a great area, but snatched at the effort. It's across the penalty area and out for a throw-in, quickly taken by Danny Fraser. Wilson switches the play over to Charlie Shaw. Kimpton, who got the last touch. It was off Charlie Shaw. And a throw in to Eynesbury halfway into their own turf. 6 to go until the break. We will be going off there at half time as we have a very important Christmas raffle to do during the break. So it certainly isn't a break for yours truly here. Dragging the shirt of Charlie Shaw. Referee says play on. And United look to use that advantage with Ryan Harkin. Nods it into the ground. Mullen tried to play it on for Ryan Harkin. Intercepted by Smith and away by Goff, who seems to have shaken off that shaky first half of the first half. Kamara. Under pressure from Mullen. It's only as far as Miles. Mullen. Harkin. He thought about playing it through the Mullen. It would have been a dangerous ball, so goes behind to Miles, passes it around in the midfield. Danny Fraser, Mullen's offside, he can do nothing about it, but Ryan Harkin can, and out comes Goff again. It's a bit of a better kick from Goff this time. Well, the threshold isn't very high. Cox heads it away from Young, but Luke Young gets in front of Cox, and a hand in the back from Cox draws in the free kick. Cox remonstrates with the linesman. And the free kick taker, Max Kimpton, is given the hurry up from the Red and Green Army. Gives a slight chuckle. It's in by Kimpton. Out comes Dan Moore. 2 strong hands to it. Riley DeVoe, United kickstart the counter, and DeVoe, it's well over Ryan Harkin, but Shaw might arrive there, and Goff again playing a dangerous game at this time, gets it bang on, swipes it out to the right. And United have to throw it in their own turf. Danny Fraser. Here's Chris Cox. Moore to Adam Miles. Now Cox on the right side of the box. Chris Cox for Coventry United. Wilson the target, met in the air by Kimpton. Stabbed on by Harry Sawyer. Shaw rolls behind Ryan Harkin. Kamara will take over, avoids the challenge of Harry Sawyer. And the long ball over the back. Luke Young, Morse tracking back to his goal. Leaves Adam Miles to deal with it, and deal with it he does. Powerful punt to this near side. The throw is to Kamara. Pirouette falls to the ground under the challenge of DeVoyle. Fraser just avoids a little nick from behind from King. Miles, Wilson the target, and sent goal bound by King, but easy pickings for Dan Moore. That effort from closer to his own nets than United's. Sawyer. United have gone a little bit static after scoring that equalising goal. Mullen. The communication just isn't there at the moment. Sent high over Harkin. Brown the target. Sent long by Smith. Cox is tracking back, should get there ahead of Scott Joseph. Tries to send it out off the heel of Brown, and of Joseph. He's done very well there, Chris Cox. Scott Joseph convinced it took a touch off Cox last. The referee does not agree. And the ref is receiving a little bit of stick from Eynesbury all over the park, you have to say. Moore's target is Lewis Wilson. Leaps up, connects. Oh, and a gnarly condition there between Dummett and Brooks, and the referee's going to stop it for an apparent head injury, where Brooks straight back up, and an apology from Dummett there. The physio just heading over to make sure that the number 5 is okay. And Leicester are now 2-0 up in their game at home to Ipswich. Still scoreless between the Sky Blues and Bristol City in the Premier League. Chelsea have gone 2 goals up at home to Everton through Gusto. Hinckley free to the good at Bugbrook St Michael's, as are Atherstone at Manchester Rovers. And Nuneaton have taken the lead again against Easington Sports, Cody Mullen's old club, of course. Lynn. Covered off by Sawyer and Devoyle. A bit of help from Kimpton, and offside called. Referee's missed it. Now eventually his attention is called over. By the way, Kyle Jardine, of course, he scored that goal for Nuneaton Town. Harkin forcing Smith into the error. Smith in his own backyard plays it to the right. And United will have the throw in. Well, it's probably a good day to be at the CBS today. They've got a problem with their till, so they're giving out free food and drink. Mine's a dart fruit, lads. Shaw. It's a 1-2 with Chris Cox. It's back out to Cox again. A midfielder once upon a time. Headed away by the first man in Scott Joseph. They're going to come back for more with Luke Downs. Diving block made by Joseph. Another throw-in quickly follows. Shaw to Wilson. And the return ball to Charlie Shaw. Coventry struggling to string the pass together. And out for another throw-in level with the penalty area this time. Frustrating first half for Coventry United, but is this where it comes good? The throw from Shaw. Cox is up there. Joseph heads it against the back of Chris Cox. Gets it out. And that's half-time here at the Butts Park Arena. Not the finest 45 minutes of football you'll see. But crucially, Coventry United are level at the moment. Second half action coming your way here on CUTV with Liam Cook. We've just got the action started. Half-time score 1-1 between Coventry United and Eynesbury Rovers. What will the words of wisdom from Terry Anson and Luke Morton do to this United side? They need a bit more after a first half which didn't really capture the imagination despite 2 goals. And the throw from Sawyer on the halfway line. Here's Riley DeVoyle. No changes at half-time from what we can see. Switch to the play. Here's Danny Fraser. And the overlap being made by Cody Mullen. Kamara for company. Mullen. Fraser. Runs behind Danny Fraser. Shaw. Deflected back to Fraser. And out for a throw-in for the Red and Greens. Fraser to Shaw. Back to Danny Fraser, cuts inside. It's Danny Fraser looking for the effort here. Fraser towards the near post. Crucially, the defender, Dummett, able to get something on it. And it rebounds out to Bouba Kamara. And cleared on this near side. United with the throw. Cox. Cox goes long towards Ryan Harkin and Goff. A simple shepherd into touch. Goal kick. And there come the Christmas lights, although I'd say that these ones are a little bit dull. I just turned on the floodlights and the stadium lights here, the Butts Park Arena. This is, of course, our final game before Christmas. A couple of away fixtures against Yaxley and Nuneaton to come before the turn of the year. And then we're back on the 3rd of January for the first of 4 home fixtures against March Town United. Miles. Nods across for Danny Fraser. Harkin the target, nodded away by King. Lynn loses out and trips over his own feet. And United embarking on a mission down the left wing. It's with Ryan Harkin. United have Ainsbury outnumbered here. It's the foil! What a goal! What a goal that was! Unbelievable from Mullen. Cody Mullen on his debut with an emphatic way to introduce himself to the Red and Green faithful. Stunning. Simply stunning. Goal for Coventry United, scored by number 11, Cody Mullen! Roger, you had some connectivity issues there. We're back online now. Brown hooks it into the area. Cox able to bring it to feet. Here's Brooks at centre back for Eynesbury. Joseph. Kamara. Eynesbury just dossing it around at the moment, trying to muster something after losing their lead and now going behind. And Reece King looking for the through ball to Brown. Sliding block made by Fraser. Brown. And Young tries to turn. Too close to Luke Downs. Kimpton to Scott Joseph. Now it's with Ollie Brooks. Joseph again. And the ball under hit to Kimpton. And here's Harry Sawyer. Still going. Determined run from Sawyer, and Lewis Wilson's going to be a day late or a dollar short to that one. Oh, it's picked up well out of the area by Chris Goff. He saw the line from the, I think from the, is it the American football lines he was looking at? Oh, he's not the first goalkeeper to do that, I've got to say, but Goff's high line is costing him in this game. It's only a yellow card. Well, I must say, I have seen red cards for that sort of incident. But Eynesbury given the benefit of the doubt. I must say, it's not easy for goalkeepers with those lines out there. But rules are rules at the end of the day. It's a free kick on the edge of the D, outside the penalty area. Danny Fraser lining this up to give Coventry United some breathing room after a quick fire start to the second half. Will Goff's error of judgment cost him and Eynesbury? Straight at the wall. Wilson picks up the seconds. Lewis Wilson. And the cross cannons off Brooks. United throw level with the area. Wilson. And Downs tried to find Charlie Shaw, but sent into the crowd. Dean Dummett trying to pick out one of the members of the Red and Green Army there. And with a bit of help from his friends, Chris Cox will get the ball back. And he'll give the ball to Harry Sawyer. And a blow from the referee there. The whistle catching out Coventry United and Eynesbury players. I'm not entirely sure what he was blowing for there. And it's Fraser in. Sent high into the sky by Smith. Wilson up there. Over a kick from Harkin. It's offside. It won't count. It won't count. Charlie Shaw turning it home from behind the last defender. United for a brief moment thought they'd got a third and a 2-goal margin. Dummett straight to the chest of Cox. Brooks tracking back. Glancing header back to Goff in the Eynesbury net. Smith. Nearly caught in possession by Lewis Wilson. Kamara. Picked out by Danny Fraser. I think Harkin would have been offside. Downs to Miles. United, the final pass, letting them down again. Downs. Flicked on by Shaw. Devoyle. Who got the last touch? Well, I think the linesman was about to give the throw in to Eynesbury, but the referee's overturned it and given it to Coventry United. Smith. Head up by Dummett. Wilson. Dummett with a headed clearance only as far as Luke Downs. Charlie Shaw. Wilson. Lovely give and go. Charlie Shaw's free here. Charlie Shaw down the left-hand side. Charlie Shaw looking for an option. There was no one home. And the volley out by Brooks. Downs. Luke Young brings it back for Eynesbury. Joseph. And was looking for Jordan Brown, but a hasty ball back by Miles and cleared by Dan Moore. Brown's offside, he can do nothing about as it's played on the right wing for Jordan Young. Cox deals with it. Head back where it came from Smith. Interception made by Cody Mullen. They can go no further with it. Interception at the back by Kimpton. Kamara snatched under his nose from Harry Sawyer. Follows in with a challenge on the slide on Dummett. And Harkin has stayed onside. Out comes Goffey. Makes sure to pick it up within the proper white lines this time. And Cox nods it across his own area. And Luke Young, plenty of red shirts in front, leaps into the back of Harry Sawyer. United have got the free kick in their own box. And a waste for Young. Still 0-0 at the CBS between Coventry City and Bristol. Could be a barren afternoon for the Sky Blues. Well, full times to bring you from the 2 o'clock kickoffs. Bugbrook 0, Hinckley 3. And Histon 2, Northampton, Owen Chenix 0. Wilson clearly offside as he received the hook on from Mullen. And the first change coming for Eynesbury. And it's Dean Dummett who will give way to Jamal Bachili. So Bachili on, Dummett off. First alteration of the match, and Dummett frustrated at being withdrawn so early. We've only had, I think, about 55 minutes. Wilson. Shaw. Downs. Riley Devoyle and out wide. Danny Fraser. Harkin wants it played in. It's played behind Ryan Harkin. Scooped up by Kamara. There was a clear shove on Danny Fraser there. The referee was about to blow the whistle, but decides against it. And here's a substitute, Bachili. Out-muscled by Shaw. Brooks. Looks for Luke Young on this near side. Through ball for Max Kimpton. Sawyer's tracking back. Sawyer keeps him at bay, but it's down line with Young. Sawyer in again. Sawyer is not letting him go here. But still, Young won't be denied and draws in the free kick. A barge in from the side from Harry Sawyer. Charlie Shaw remonstrating with the official on this near side as he gets into more attacking vicinity. Put it towards that near post. Danny Fraser heads clear and straight to Charlie Shaw. He's got Kamara behind. Luke Downs. I think it was just a hit and hope from Downs. Ends up back with Goff, whose mistake in the first half looks all the more costly now. DeVoyle nearly intercepted from Brooks. But Bacilli keeps the Rovers rolling. King. Brown. Crossing chance for Jordan Brown, who's got the first goal. More reach for it. Didn't need to make contact all the way through and down the wing from Cox. Lynn. Cheeky back heel from Jordan Young, but Luke Young, I should say. And it's Harry Sawyer who collects. Sawyer encased on this near side. Lewis Wilson will take it on. DeVoyle back to Wilson. Harkin trying to stay on side. Wilson tried to do a bit too much. And Kamara fighting for position with Wilson. And Wilson's done the job. It was played down an unmanned left touchline. Shaw tried to send Harkin through. Brooks is equal to it. Bacilli. Mullen. He's like a dog with a bone in this second half. Now Danny Fraser. Out off the head of Reece King. United potentially getting their first change of the game ready. It looks like Charlie Faulkner to me. Fraser looks for options. He was looking for Wilson, but it's headed away by Smith. Kamara. Mullen with the initial block, and DeVoyle got an errant arm from Babakul Kamara. He sees it straight down the line of sight of Dan Moore, and more quickly out with Harry Sawyer. Shaw trying to stay onside. Shaw continues, and he's got it eventually. Kimpton, can he prevent the corner? Just about. So a throw-in level with the box. Red and Greens sensing blood in the water. And off the head of Harry Sawyer, easy pings at the near post for Goff. One of the more comfortable gathers of the evening. Goff. Straight onto the chest of an unmanned Luke Downs. Wilson, and after appeals from Eynesbury, the flag is up. The line too high for the Red and Greens. And Liverpool have their second of the afternoon. Hugo Ekitike with a double. And there's been a goal at the CBS Arena, and Coventry City have taken the lead through Ephron Mason-Clark. Take that, Bristol City fan down there. So it's a good day for Coventry at the moment. Brown. It's a powerful hit in by King. Clawed away from the head of Lynn by Moore. He's got to get back in position as Moore has got on the end of it. It's Young. Handball claims against Cox. Referee said arm by the side. And the clearance as far as the halfway line. Well, the player's more incensed than the manager on this occasion, which is a rarity for today. Kamara. And the back heel from Kimpton. Lynn. Young has broke free of the back line. He's got away from Cox. Left side of the area. Has to track back. Cox continues to cover. And the trading leg gets the ball for the skipper. Sawyer behind to Cox. That's the end of that chapter. Bounces into the Eynesbury defensive line. Brooks. Here's Chris Goff. Wilson putting him under pressure, but it's out with Bacilli. Jordan Brown. Fraser leaning into him. Referee says play on. Bubba Kamara. Here's Lewis Lynn. Cuts in from the left. Kimpton, little stab in from behind from Riley Devoyle, takes it away. But Bacilli has got Eynesbury back on the ball. Brooks swipes it to the right for King. Brown, I don't think that the Eynesbury number 10 was expecting that one. Scott Joseph. It's after a throw in front of the home dugout, and Luke Morton wants to see more, and changes are coming for the Red and Greens. Ryan Harkin is off the field, and he will be replaced by Cameron Dunn. So are we going to see Lewis Wilson take a crack at the number 9 position? Charlie Faulkner is going to be coming on momentarily. We're back underway with Eynesbury. King. Kamara. Now Jordan Brown. Back to Bubba Kamara. Lewis Lynn. Kimpton, heavy touch, but takes it through the United midfield. Lynn. It's a back to the walls job at the moment for the Red and Greens. They've got to try and ride out this wave of pressure, and they've done it. Flicked on by Mullen. Now Cameron Dunn sending it over the back line. Lewis Wilson is chasing. He won't reach it. And Chris Goff brings it into his arms on the edge of his penalty area. And Faulkner, we can see, is getting his shirt on. I think Cameron Dunn is actually going up front with Lewis Wilson. So there's going to be 2 up front for the Red and Greens. Cheap free kick given away in midfield by Mullen. But too harsh on Jordan Brown. The free kick to the left-hand side. Harry Sawyer will get there for Coventry. And, well, feign the clearance and let it roll out for the throw-in. So you've missed the score update. Coventry City are 1-0 up in their game at home to Bristol City through Ephron Mason-Clark. And the throw down line from Sawyer into the chest of Charlie Shaw. Wrestling with Kimpton. Wins that particular duel. Downs, and that's a bit more of a wrestling match there between James Smith and Cameron Dunn. And Smith letting his frustrations get the better of him, putting his points across to the referee. And he's refusing to come back there. And there's going to be another change for Coventry United. So straight swap in attacking midfield. Cody Mullen replaced by Charlie Faulkner. United wants a third. They want to make this safe. And it's Cox into the area. Out comes Goff. Connects with his own players there as he punches. And Devoyle, was he thinking about another launch over the keeper? I don't think so on this occasion. It's ended up on the left-hand side to Charlie Faulkner. It's over Lewis Wilson. Did Smith get a touch? No, he didn't. It's a goal kick. Wilson looking to build on that goal scored against Histon a few weeks ago. His only goal in Coventry United colours thus far. So 2 changes for United, 1 for Eynesbury. With about 20 minutes to go. It's Coventry United 2, Eynesbury Rovers 1. United have a throw about 15 yards into their own turf, and Sawyer in no rush to take it. They could get a bit farther than they would have liked, Coventry United, but points mean prizes, and they want to be at the right end of the table come April. It's looking more likely that playoffs will be the route if it is going to happen. And the through ball from Joseph. Now it's with Jordan Brown. Swiped out by Miles. And the last touch coming off the Eynesbury number 11 goal kick. Couldn't have done it better, Adam Miles. And a second change for Eynesbury is incoming. Well, the Eynesbury fans still giving their all to their boys. As are the Red and Green Army. They want to see Coventry United win their final home match before Christmas. Fraser. And the flag's gone up against Cameron Dunn as Lewis Wilson was ready to tuck it home. It's Bacilli. And Goff forced into a wayward clearance to the right. United have to throw in. And we're going to need another match ball here. And what a warning there for the referee to Adam Miles. I'm not entirely sure what for. Everyone on tenterhooks here at the Butts Park Arena. They need this win, Coventry United. Fraser in towards Wilson. Wilson nods it up. Dunn waits for the bounce. Cameron Dunn charged down by Babu Kamara. Chimpton with the volley on. Young the target. Sawyer got enough on it to Chris Cox. Now here's Charlie Faulkner anchoring in the midfield. Sawyer. And it's back to Dan Moore. But under pressure from Brown. Curls it down the right for Luke Downs. Devoyle. Shaw's got to try and stay on side if he wants the through ball. And Devoyle, I'm not entirely sure who he was looking for there. Curls it round to the left-hand side. And now the offside flag is up against Charlie Shaw, who was in an offside position as the ball was played. And, of course, the ball wasn't touched again. So as he ran towards it, the flag was correctly waved. Lynn. Lewis Lynn for Eynesbury. Getting away from Devoyle. Down onto Lynn again from Jordan Brown. Kamara. Lynn. Now Max Kimpton, the left back. The delivery from Kimpton. Kung Fu-like kick away from Danny Fraser. Dunn stumbles. He tried to bring it under possession, so Eynesbury will get another crack at this. And here's Kimpton. Kimpton deflected off Luke Young. Nothing has gone right in this second half for the visitors. So Harry Hurst will replace Scott Joseph for the remaining 18 or so minutes. It's Moore away with the goal kick and headed out by Smith. United have got some distance on that move. Danny Fraser with ball in hand. Wilson. Back to Fraser. And Fraser, and again the offside flag pulls up Charlie Shaw on his voyage towards the net. It's the kick from Goff. Volley back where it came from by Chris Cox. Charlie Faulkner will close it on the keeper, but Goff catches and throws straight on to Reece King. His lofted ball headed back where it came from by United's Rolly DeVoyle. And Wilson, it's a beautiful ball over the back line. Cameron Dunn trying to head it over the goalkeeper, who was found in no man's land with the pressure from Smith on the side. Takes Dunn's eye off the ball. Kamara. Here's Hurst. Runs in the path of Danny Fraser. And a United man has gone down injured here. I think it's Charlie Faulkner who has stayed down, but Eynesbury are not willing to give up on this move. Well, they'll have to stop playing now. A little hand on the shoulder from DeVoyle with a yellow card for Riley DeVoyle. Crucially now, the United player can get some treatment. Still 1-0 with 12 minutes to go at the CBS between Coventry City and Bristol. Let's have a look through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Ayleston Park losing at home to Daventry. That could be huge. Got Manchester 1, Alison Town 4. Soilby 2, Lutterworth 0. So at the moment, these are good results for Coventry United. Nuneaton 2, Easington 1. We haven't got score updates, unfortunately, from Nirvana against Yaxley, Newport versus March. That's one game we did want to hear from. And Oadby against Moulton. In the Premier League, it's Chelsea 2, Everton 0, and Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. So Faulkner, as he has received treatment, will have to lead the field. And the free kick from the right. Max Kimpton with the left boot, trying to give Eynesbury parity in the closing stages at the Butts Park Arena. United are going to make a change coming up, but we'll have to wait for now. It's in by Kimpton, towering header by Adam Miles away. And Lynn. Bachili, and the roll across is in, but he's been caught offside. Offside against the Eynesbury substitute, Jamal Bachili. Cox. It's a launch from the back. Charlie Faulkner back on his feet. Slightly under hit to DeVoe, but he's got it away. There's acres of space on this near side for Harry Sawyer. Ainsley letting their heads drop here. It's Sawyer in. Arriving at the far post, it's Charlie Shaw, but just too late. And the flag's up anyway. Shaw just can't seem to stay on side at the moment. And here comes the next United change. So Randy Osei comes on for his Coventry United debut, on for Charlie Shaw. And another change for Eynesbury. So Reece King is off, on comes Steve Shaw. Three changes for Eynesbury, three changes for Coventry. We have about 10 minutes to go here at the Butts Park Arena. Coventry United 2, Eynesbury Rovers 1. The goal from Cody Mullen giving the red and greens the lead. A throw from Fraser up towards Lewis Wilson. His header firmly volleyed away by Brooks. Cox heads on over Assay. And Goff ends that move with the gather. Here's Brooks. Closed down by Cameron Dunn. Swept over to this near side by Kamara. Harry Hurst. Now Kimpton. Back to Hurst. Through ball looking for Max Kimpton, but it drifts into the path of Luke Downs. And Lewis Wilson is on side, but the ball drifts out to the right and a throw in by Eynesbury about 10 yards into their own turf. And Eynesbury indicating that the ball is underinflated. They will have to continue for now. And there is the throw off the head of Kimpton. Young. Adam Miles ends the danger, thumping it up the field. Brooks, and Goff had to make sure he wasn't going to gather that one. He had to boot it instead outside his penalty area, and it is away. Bacilli, handball, no, offside claims against Bacilli, and it is offside. And we're going to, I think we're going to get another match ball here. Indeed, we are. Eynesbury can breathe a sigh of relief that they've got a ball they feel is going to be up to par. The referee just checking it. And yeah, we're going to need another one. Oh, the Eynesbury faithful feel it's time wasting. And the referee, I think we've got the first ball back. The referee says it's fine. What are you moaning about? It's Dan Moore. Headed up by Wilson. And a clear drag on the arm there on Adam Miles, where he says nothing doing. Devoyle scoops it up for Cameron Dunn on this near side, battling with Brooks. And the stretch by Hurst, I can only send it into the blue and white seats at the Butts Park Arena, the home of Coventry Rugby Club, of course, the blue and whites. And we've just been told that the man of the match chosen by our sponsor Windseal is Harry Sawyer. Ironically, they're the player they sponsor. It's with Brown, stings the gloves. First shot of merit. Eynesbury and Mustard after the break, and it comes right at the end. Clear as far as Randy Osei. Forces the corner. Great work from the young striker. Headed out by Smith. Corner in, can Coventry not make it safe? Wilson was up there, nodded through. Not the best of clearances by Kamara, and the Red and Greens will get a throw out of it. Knocking on the door of the back line again. And Cox is going to, I think he's going to leave it for Harry Sawyer. So Sawyer will take it Needs options in closer proximity, or does he? It's down line to Cameron Dunn, and Dunn has got there. Kamara leaps in with a challenge. Who got the last touch? It came off Kamara, and Coventry United had the throw. Taken quickly by Sawyer. Down line with Downs. Sawyer. Heavy touch. Kimpton able to dispossess him. Here is Max Kimpton. Fancy feet. Couldn't take it around. A combination of have been able to maintain possession. Brooks, which is the play. Chest control by Randy Osei. With some help from Danny Fraser. High one from Fraser down the left wing. Smith gets the call that Faulkner was right behind him. Clears it onto the chest of, and Bacilli lets it go out for the throw into Eynesbury in front of their dugout. Still 1-0 to Coventry City at the CBS in the last 3 minutes in that game. Osei taking on Bacilli and forces Bacilli back to the goalkeeper. You can tell young Randy Osei wants to make an impression. Brooks, and as soon as it left his boot, he knew it wasn't the ball he wanted. Curls out to the left. And Sawyer couldn't find Luke Downs. And Kimpton's livery smacks off the side of Downs. A needless throw-in given away to Eynesbury. Here's Hurst. Drilled in by Hurst. Cox can't clear it. Young. And Brown. Out comes Dan Moore. Doesn't need it. Slide by Chris Cox in his last game before suspension. Is giving everything out there. Osei keeps Shaw at bay. Whipped out wide by Brooks to Shaw. Steve Shaw on the cross, curtailed by a sliding Charlie Faulkner. United still have options on the bench in the form of Morley and Sam Ellis. No Gift Musa or Stanley Jube in the squad. They were involved on Tuesday night. And the cross, and Dan Moore surely fouled there. Pushed on the way through. And a heavy landing. It's not like falling on a grass surface. The artificial turf here at the Butts Park Arena is as hard as stone. Into the last minute of normal time. Coventry United and Eynesbury Rovers playing out a very tight affair, just as we expected. It's 2-1 to the Red and Greens at this stage, and they are going to make another change here. That's Sam Ellis, who's going to come in for the last few minutes, just as he did in the FA Vars match against Hanley. He scored the third goal on that occasion. Will it be another one? Of course, United went behind that day as well. Very similar to today. The free kick given against Coventry United, a bit too forceful on Kamara. And Ainsley trying to take the free kick out of position. Goes from Lynn, not up by Downs. Flicked away as far as Max Kimpton. United have only got a couple of minutes to hold out here. And did Danny Fraser get anything on it? No, he didn't. He slid towards the ball. But no contact was made. Throw-in on the far side for the Red and Greens. And Coventry are still holding fire on this change, which will bring Sam Ellis into the match. And they are going to make the change now. So Ellis for Devoyle, as we are now into injury time here at the Butts Park Arena. It looks like it's going to be a Merry Christmas for the Red and Greens. That 5 minutes of added time have just been announced. A minimum of time will now be played. 5 minutes added time. So United with 4 minutes to hang on. We've already had one of the allotted 5. Brooks. And Hurt is possessing Cameron Dunn. United have got Eynesbury on the ropes. He's left Brooks behind it. Right on the area, pulls it back. Charlie Faulkner to strike it. Angle's too tight. And I'll say it was at the far post, but sure denying the opportunity for the debutants. Now Kimpton. Max Kimpton. Jordan Brown, he got the opening goal. Will he get the equaliser here? It's Brown, takes it 2-1. It's over the line. Ironic cheers from the Red and Green Army. They know they're nearly there. Oh, Chris Cox not happy that he was even given the opportunity to enter the area. And the boot from Dan Moore. 2 minutes to go. Kamara flicks into the midfield. Luke Downs all over Lynn. Revis has nothing doing. He gets his head to the ball, but use him as a launch pad. Kimpton. Headed clearance from Cox. Brooks. Another wayward ball from the number 5 out to the left. They finished at Manchester, 4-2 victory for Aviston. And the throw headed out again by Bouba Kamara. The Red and Greens just counting the seconds. I wasn't. Wilson. Out again from Kimpton. Sawyer's throw. Dunn urged to find the corner. Out by Kamara, another United throw. United are in the right zone. Park Arena, the Red and Greens have had to do it the hard way again. Another home game where they've gone behind but fought back with vigour. Downs. Chip ball over the back line and a clear shove from Brooks. The last thing that Eynesbury needed. And Brooks arguing the toss, but you won't see a clearer free kick all day. Yellow card for Brooks. And Coventry are just where they want to be. It's a free kick right in the corner. They'll surely play a layoff and keep it there as long as they can. And Eynesbury moving before the ball was even kicked. False start from the Rovers. And their start proved to be a false dawn. Taking the lead in the 11th minute, but Coventry United now 2-1 up and surely home and dry. And tempers fraying. Lewis Wilson and Babu Kamara. It's not the first time these two teams have come to blows. And this war is won by the Reds. Coventry United sending the Red and Green Army off into Christmas with a gift of 3 points. They've done it the hard way once again, falling behind through Jordan Brown's 11th minute goal. But Riley DeVore's audacious equaliser and a stunning debut strike for Cody Mullen complete a great afternoon of festive football at the Butts Park Arena. Final score here in the free-spired city in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Eynesbury Rovers 1, Coventry United 2. Come on! Yes! Final score at the Butts Park Arena in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Eynesbury Rovers 1, Coventry United 2. Thank you so much for your support, ladies and gentlemen. What an afternoon it's been. Prior to this match, we'll be available on Tuesday morning. Your Tuesday match is over in Blackstown. It's going to be a happy flight over United. Our next home game is taking place on Saturday, the 3rd of January 2026. The first of 4 consecutive home matches at the Butts Park Arena. We look forward to seeing you there. Before then, we've got a trip to the Active League and cruising each other's on the road for you. We always have to say, ladies and gentlemen, is have a very Merry Christmas to everyone here at Coventry United. Good night. There's loads of them. There's about 15. It's all been claimed? Not all of them, no. We were down in the bar. Were you? We never know what the answer is. What teams have you got? 90 on three. We're all in the 90s to the 100. 99, I'm pretty sure one of them's won. Hang on, let me see, we've got 99 to 100. 69, 86. 93. No, nothing yet, hang on. I've got 94. That's what you're missing. Oh. Yeah, there is a 99 there as well. The sea lady called Michelle. Black hair. You want one of them, yeah? 99, yeah. Right, cheers. Michelle with a hat. Yeah, girl with a hat, yeah. Michelle with a hat. Yeah, thank you.